Life should be a fun-filled adventure every day. So now start joining up dots. Tap into your talents, your skills, your God-given gifts, and tell your boss, you don't deserve me. I'm out of here. It's time for you to smash that alarm clock and start getting the dream business and life you, well, of course, are dreaming of. Let's join your host, David Ralph, from the back of his garden in the UK, or wherever he might be today, with another jammed-packed episode of the #1 hit podcast, Join Up Dots.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good morning to you, and welcome to the Join Up Dots podcast. The other day we did a podcast episode called Lifestyle Freedom, the Controlled Way. To get that, basically. And most people across the world want lifestyle freedom, don't they? They want to be able to wake up and do what they want, when they want, and where they want. They're the sort of three things, really. And so we put that episode together, launched it, and we've received quite a few emails, and they're all good, and we're going to bring them to you today. And they come from across the world. We've got one in Edinburgh from a guy called Martin. We've got Casey, I think that's how you say it. If it's not, it's Anna from Casey in Portugal. And we go to Ontario, we go to India. So there's loads of ones across the world, and thank you very much for dropping us emails. Really, really appreciate it, because it kind of makes it feel alive. We record episodes, we push them out, and sometimes you're thinking, is that information helping? Is that information, hitting home, whatever? So if you drop us a line and say, no, it was complete rubbish, joinupdots@gmail.com. Totally okay with that. If you say yes, it was good, then that's great as well. It's your content that we're trying to provide for you. It's up to you to ask the questions, really. And they don't have to be big, in-depth emails. They just have to be, yep, spot on, or no, that didn't hit home, and what I would like to know is whatever. So please do that. joinupdots@gmail.com. And so let's start with today's ones. Let's give them a round of applause, because I know it's scary time when you send in an email to a podcast you've been listening to. So this first one is from a guy called Martin from Stockbridge in Edinburgh. And he said, I listened to the episode earlier today on my walk to work, and it's been rattling around in my head ever since. I realised I've spent years asking myself what business I should start without ever stopping to think what I actually need right now. When you talked about covering one bill instead of replacing a salary, I actually stopped walking, and that's never occurred to me before. What, you've never stopped walking? You must just be in the same place since you was a baby. Tonight, for the first time, I sat down and looked at my monthly outgoings calmly instead of avoiding them. Nothing's launched yet, of course, but I picked one clear target, and I've started noticing how often people nearby ask for help with small practical jobs. I'm not doing anything with that yet. I'm just paying attention instead of dismissing it. It's strange how much my job already feels a bit lighter, just knowing I don't have to solve everything at once. Martin from Stockbridge. Well done to you, sir. Just choose one. And, just allow it to foster in your brain for a while. You don't have to jump straight into stuff. You just have to look at it and start to think, yeah, that's possible. I remember when I first replaced my yearly salary in a month. That was the first time I thought, my God, money isn't that hard to earn. Up to that point, I always thought money was tough to earn. And I had a guy on a podcast, and he said, no, money's really, really easy. You just got to provide the right value to the right people. And if you can do that, money will just come your way. But it's a mindset thing. You've got to go through it, because it's hard, isn't it? Your employers, you think, I've got to go to work. I've got to stay there until they let me go, and I've got to, just work. But it's not that way. It really isn't. And money will come to you, but you've got to provide value to the right people. So, Martin, don't overthink it. Just do what you can. I'm Anna from Portugal. I listened to the episode this afternoon while working from home, and I wanted to email you straight away because it's generally calmed me down. Hearing you talk about becoming an entrepreneur before leaving made me realise I've been putting unnecessary pressure on myself. After the episode finished, I wrote down all my fixed bills, and I've chosen one small, realistic starting point. I haven't offered anything, of course, but I've started listing the things people already come to help me with, especially admin and organisation. For the first time, I'm seeing those skills as potential opportunities instead of just favours. From Anna in Portugal. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's about, Anna. That's about looking at the things that you do well and actually thinking, just because I do them well, it doesn't mean other people can do them well. And starting putting your big girl pants on and actually charging them for you. People will take favours every single day, but they don't value them. So just look at that and start thinking about how you make their lives better by those favours. And that's your marketing point. That's where you can actually take their problems, not just that you can do admin and organisation, but you can give them more free time, and that free time means that they can spend more time with the kids and they're not racing home to get things done. Make people's lives easier. That is the value point. Well done. What we got now? My machine's going crazy here. Jason from Guelph in Ontario, Guelph, Guelph. Maybe that's not how you say it. If it's not Jason, drop us a voicemail on the website. Tell us exactly how you say it. I listened to this episode last night and couldn't sleep afterwards, not in a stress way, but because my thinking has shifted. I realised I've been collecting ideas instead of acting. This morning, I've done exactly what you said. I looked at my bank account and I picked one expense as a starting goal. That immediately made everything feel more grounded. I haven't spoken to anyone yet. I haven't come up with any ideas, but I've started noticing how often food and time come up in conversations with people around me. I'm just letting the idea sit rather than forcing it. It feels different this time. Quiet, less dramatic, more real. It is, yeah. I gave my mate Dan, I met him in a pub, and I said this on a podcast, and he's got a childminder looking after his baby 1 day a week, I think it is. And I said, just look at that and just think, how much am I paying her? How can I create something that means I'm not paying her out of my bank account? Simple as that. And just come up with ideas, and ideas are everywhere. There's opportunities everywhere. There really are. Priya from Prune in India said, I listened to the episode earlier today during my lunch break, and I've been trying for years to plan my escape from work, and it's been exhausting. When you talked about stress blocking good decisions, I realised that's exactly what I've been doing. This evening, instead of searching for business ideas, I simply listed my monthly expenses, and I've chosen one small, non-threatening target. I haven't done anything yet, but I've started reframing skills I already use daily as a potential value rather than just my job. That alone feels like progress. Yeah, it's all progress. It's just mindset, really, Priya. I'll give you a round of applause because my machine's going mad and I can't find me buttons. But yes, you deserve one of those. And it's just mindset. You just have to look at it and think, why not me? And really, when I started joining up dots, I used to interview people, and I used to think a lot of them were stupid. Really, I used to think, really, is that what you do? And I remember talking to this guy who basically said he sat on the sofa getting stoned all the day, and I used to think, well, how do you get anything done? You need to. But what he was saying in that was, I create my value, so I let my lifestyle fit that. So he's chosen the thing that's bringing him in money, and he doesn't have to force anything else. And it's very, very wise. I used to think that you've got to do this and you've got to do that and you've got to do something else and you've got to be, firing on all cylinders all the time. You don't. You just have to find that one thing. And that one thing that you choose for that first target, Priya, might actually be the real thing. But because you're only saying, I just need that bill paid once a month, you might actually look at that and go, actually, I could do a little bit more on this, and that bill could then pay 2 of my bills, and then I could do a bit of work. Or it might be the case you go, no, that's just enough of that. I leave that on there because another idea's come up, and that's how entrepreneurship occurs. Thomas from Malmo in Sweden said, I've listened to your episode this morning on the way to work, and it stayed with me all day. I've realised how much pressure I've been putting on myself to come up with something exciting or original. After work, I've sat down, wrote out my bills, and I picked one small monthly cost as a starting point. That was it. I've got no business plan, no branding, just clarity that that's what I'm going to do. I've also started paying attention to things I already help people with. See, everybody helps people, and because you just do them, you don't charge more often than not, and you should charge. You should charge. And if you've been giving somebody something free forever and a day, you draw a line in the sand and go, no, actually, I'm going to make this into a business. I know you've been having it for free for years, but well done to you. You've had it for free. Now you've got to pay for it. And if they don't want it, don't worry. There's more customers out there. Okay. Yeah. We'll do one more from Rosebank in Lindiwe, I think that's how you say it, in Johannesburg. I listened to the episode earlier today and immediately felt less anxious. I've been living with a constant background fear about money and work, and I didn't realise how much that was driving my thinking. This evening, I've chosen that bill you've said I want to eventually cover independently. Just choosing it has felt empowering. And that's it. And so they've done that. So a round of applause to all of you. And for anyone who didn't listen to the episode, all we're saying is look at your direct debits, look at your standing orders, look at what you've got to pay each month, and just think to yourself, instead of that coming out of my salary, how can I replace that? Don't try to come up with the idea first. Just look at how much you want to replace. And it could be a gym membership. It could be, one of the small ones, not the mortgage, because that's starting a business, but just the small ones. And then start to think to yourself, what can I do to do that? And start looking around and jotting ideas, because you've only got to replace £50, £60, £200 or whatever. And just jot down all the ideas and then start to build from that point, and then you won't feel any stress at all. And it's a real mindset shift when you realize that actually there's money floating around you all the time. You've just got to reach in and grab it. And that is how success builds. So for all you listeners out there that's dropped us an email, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that. For everybody else, go home tonight. Just look at your direct debits and standing orders and think to yourself, okay, I'm going to choose that one, and I'm just going to start letting ideas come to me. And you can get ideas off the TV. You can get ideas what other people are doing. You can get ideas all the time. They're everywhere. And if you need help, drop us a line, joinupdots@gmail.com, and we will respond to you directly. That's what we're here for. Just keep them coming. Let's make the next year as good as possible, so you guys start living a life that fuels you instead of drains you. And that's what it's all about. Until next time, thank you so much for everybody, of course, and we will be back very, very shortly with another episode of Join Up Dots. Look after yourself, stay sexy, and we'll see you again. Cheers, see ya, bye-bye.
That's the end of Join Up Dots. You've heard the conversation. Now it's time for you to start taking massive action. Create your future, create your life. Is the only life you've got. We'll be back again real soon. Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots. Join Up Dots.